continuing to find breakout players from all 32 teams. And we are on to the NFC. So we're going to start off the NFC with the NFC North. The Green Bay Packers are interesting because really I could have done any skill position for them. Literally any skill position other than running back. You have two tight ends in Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft that I both are great candidates to break out. On the receiving end, Christian Watson, does he bounce back from a sophomore slump? Romeo Doubs also entering his third season. Dontavian Wicks. However, I decided to go with the one guy who I have not mentioned yet, Jayden Reed, just because I do think he has a little bit more talent than the rest of the bunch. I'm not sure. Christian Watson, probably the most traditional wide receiver. Maybe it's him. But Jayden Reed, you can hand it to him on the jet sweeps. He has the underneath routes. I think that he's going to really be a weapon in the slot, so I chose to go with him. You could also have gone with one of the Georgia kids in the defense, Quay Walker and Deontay Wyatt. Do they finally step up? Eric Stokes, does he finally step up? Or maybe Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa. The Packers core is super young, super talented. Brian Gutekunst has done a great job of building this roster. The Vikings, I struggled a little bit more on. Jordan Addison, maybe. I mean, if he keeps on driving the way he's driving, he's going to have to worry about breaking out of jail and not breaking out. Maybe he should have stayed at Pitt. I don't know. I'm not seeing a Pitt guy get in trouble right now. USC, they're crazy in California, not going to lie. But obviously, rest in peace to Mekhi Blackman. Maybe this means Andrew Booth gets a second opportunity. I'm not sure. Josh Metellus and Bynum kind of both somewhat broke out last year. This one's very loose. I did not really know who to go with for the Vikings. The Lions, I did not have that problem. There are a ton of guys, but Jameson Williams is someone who I really have my eyes on. Last season, he dealt with the suspension. His rookie season, he dealt with injuries. This guy was viewed by many to be the best wide receiver in his draft class over the Ohio State kids in Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, over Drake London, over Jahan Dotson, over Treylon Burks. Maybe this is the year everything comes together. Him, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and Sam Laporta. It's weapons galore. So he does have to get the targets needed to break out. But something tells me Jameson Williams is going to have a really good year for Detroit. And if I'm talking about breakout players, I have to go with one of my draft darlings, Brian Branch. He can play all 5 positions in the secondary. He was great as a rookie, as I predicted. The dude just screamed Minkah Fitzpatrick. I'm assuming him to take that next step this season. There are a million safeties in the NFL, it seems like. That's why guys like Justin Simmons are still a free agent. Guys like Jamal Adams just got signed. There's a ton of safeties out there. Brian Branch, though, seems to be on the up and up, and I think he's going to set himself apart from the rest. And why not wrap up with another young safety, Jaquan Brisker? The former Nittany Lion was very good in his rookie year I'm second guessing myself. It might have been his 3rd season, but anyway, Chicago, a lot of young defensive backs. Kyler Gordon out of Washington. You have Jalen Johnson, who just got paid. Tyreek Stevenson out of the U. Chicago's secondary is looking pretty good for the next few years. Jaquan Brisker, probably the second best guy right now, only behind Jalen Johnson. So those are my NFC North breakout players. Let me know who you guys want to do next.